welcome back to today's video. So happy to have you here. I am Ellie Brown from Uptown with Ellie Brown. Glad to have you here. Today, we're going to be diving into all of 2023 favorite makeup products. These have been products that I have loved. So these are all my 2023 favorite Holy Grail products. I wanna also show you and kind of demo some of these products just so you can see how they apply, what they look like, and chat a little bit about each product individually. And by the time this video goes live, it's probably gonna be around Christmas or right New Year's. So I hope you're having a great holidays also with your family, friends, and loved ones. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for subscribing, being here and watching every video and just coming along on the journey in this little space of the internet with Uptown. I just felt like I needed to say that. So thank you so much for watching and tuning in and subscribing and all the love. But let's just jump into the 2023 favorites, shall we? These are in no particular order, but I did want to actually demo the products and kind of show you what it looks like, the application, how it blends, how it looks, and the finished makeup look at the end, versus me just saying, these are my favorite products and go buy them, you know. So we're gonna start off with the Maybelline Superstay 24 Skin Tint. I'm almost sure that this was a 2023 find. Anyways, I'm using shade 120, so this is a skin tint. It's similar and reminds me to the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. Now, does it hold for 24 hours? Absolutely not. I don't think anything does. You know, your makeup and your foundation and products will move, etc. But it does wear really, really well. I got shade 120 and I probably should go a shade a little bit more warmer. But we're just going to apply this over here. My skin is currently very, very upset with me. I have been testing out and playing around with new products and my skin is breaking out. So I'm just tapping and blending and kind of pushing this into the skin. Very light on the skin. It is very much like a skin tint, but it just wears really, really well because most skin tints on my skin, a couple of hours and it's just almost all gone. This one, however, does wear really, really well, and you can see the coverage here. It looks really, really good on the skin. So next up on the 2023 favorites, I found this, I think it was like fall-ish sometime right after summer. Not a new product or a new brand. This is the Nude Stick Nudies Bloom and the Nudies Matte Bronzer, and then the blush. The shade and the bronzer that I use is Bondi Belle, and then the blush is Cherry Blossom Babe. I love these. I have been reaching for these over and over again. I actually did a full review on both of these. If you wanna go back and look for that, you can. They actually have also really good eyeshadows that last and wear really, really well as well. So if you have not tried their eyeshadows, they actually have really good eyeshadows too. But we're gonna blend this out. And I'm doing this the lazy way today. When I have time to blend, I actually like taking the contour on the brush and then stippling it in. And then you can see the warmth that it brings. It's very soft and it is buildable, so if you want to add a little bit more color, you can. Sometimes if I want to warm up the nose a little bit, I will use the end of the contour brush because it's smaller, more controlled and more precise. So then I'm just gonna layer this on top right over here, and you can see the pigment of the blush and how it blends. I'm just using that same brush and just dab, 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 dab. Kind of almost using the blush the way you would use a beauty blender, pressing that into the skin. So that's the blush and the bronzer. Next up on the favorites list is the Natasha Denona Concealer. This is the High Glam Concealer in shade YN6. This concealer is absolutely phenomenal. I love this concealer. This has taken really pretty much the only one I use. I'll alternate between this one and the NYX concealer, but this concealer, you don't probably even need that much, but this concealer is high coverage, but it's not matte. It is very creamy and just covers everything. I also really need to wash and clean my brushes. And you can see how that just covered everything. I'm just using what's left on my brush right over here. So what I'm doing here now is I'm just taking that foundation brush and just kind of blending out the concealer a little bit. So next up on the favorites list is the Danessa Myricks. This is the Evolution Powder in pink. This powder is such a loose, thin powder to set my under eyes. It's chef's kiss. I will use this first before like baking if I want to. Pink loose powders can brighten the under eye a little bit without it being like white. And so I just love how this looks. So I'll just take a brush like this, apply it on my T-zone. And what I like to do is right after I put my concealer, I will put a little bit of a setting spray. I'm just setting it down. The formula is drying out. You can see that the concealer is not wet. Now, after I've done this, then I can go in with my setting powder and really set and bake and brighten and do whatever I want to do. Love this. Danessa Myricks, she's a makeup artist. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram, but I love following her. She's got also some really good products. A lot of her products I've tried and really like. Okay, so moving on, I did my brows and my mascara off camera. The next favorite product, and this was more of a recent, not recent find, but a recent purchase that I have fallen in love with and that I 100% get the hype about the product. This is the Dior Backstage. This is the Glow Face Palette in shade Universal. It's got the white, the strobe, the blush, and then the bronzer. And when you use a fluffy brush and you just kind of tap it all together and just place the color, it just gives you this pretty just glow. And then if you want to highlight certain like colors specifically, like maybe the white and the gold, and you want to kind of mix it just to add a little bit more of a highlight. Do you see that? Oh, it is just so pretty. And what I like to do on top, and then moving kind of on to another favorite product, I finally got my hands on the pink. This is the 001. This blush, the Dior blush went viral. I mean, I got this last year though, but I love this blush color. Well, I got this shade, and this is the shade Rosewood 012. It looks really dark in the palette, but it's actually not that dark. And so just to add a little bit more on top of that face glow is what I've been doing. Just because blush is always the first one to go, so I like to layer it a little bit more. Just look at how pretty that looks. And it ain't cheap, but I do love this face glow and the blushes. Moving on to the next favorite product, this is the Jones Road, the lip pencil in shade Nudist. I actually just sharpened this because I used so much of this color. It is such a pretty nude color for me. So what I like to do is line a little bit, and then I'll just kind of color in on the outer. Just look at how pretty just this looks. And if you want to add a clear gloss, you can. You can add a little bit of a pink on the inner corner, and you've got just this pretty ombre look. Two of my other favorites that I got, this is what I got when I went to the Macy's trip in Chicago. It reminds me of, yeah, the Dior Lip Addict. So it's kind of like the dupe for it, but this is the Sephora brand. So it's a whole lot better price point. The two colors that I picked up were, if I can see, L21 and L15. This is L15 here, just so you can see the color. So I picked up a just warm nude, and then this is, it's just like a pinky color. These are so pretty for the everyday wear, and I've just been reaching for these two over and over again. So what I'll do, I'll just add a little bit of, I'm using the shade L21, and I'll just kind of pop this on the center and just kind of do a little of that. And that's the lip color. Like, look how pretty that is. Isn't it so pretty? It's not too cool, not too warm. I feel like it's also not too brown, but it looks so pretty. And then the last two favorites for 2023, since I have a lip color, I obviously won't put this color on, but this is the 310 in Carolina Herrera. This color is beautiful. I've worn it before several times. It is the perfect shade. There's the doorbell. Brief pause because Pepper's going crazy. crazy. Back to the lip color. This is 310 in Carolina Herrera. This is the perfect shade of red. It's not too warm, not too cool, stunning red. Look at that color. I got this, this came in a little perfume set with the perfume, the Very Good Girl perfume, which also love that perfume. The day I got it and tried it out, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like my signature red color. And then last but not least, the Fenty Beauty, which I guess this is not really makeup, but it kind of is. It'll help with your makeup. This is the Fenty Beauty Matte in Visi Matte, and this is in the shade Universal. I picked this up sometime this year. My skin is combo. I'll get really oily right over here on the T-zone. And again, living somewhere where it's hot and humid does not make that any better at all whatsoever. So I carry this with me everywhere. You don't need a whole lot of this. It comes with a little puff. All you do is just lightly grab a little bit of product. You don't need a whole lot. And this literally also just makes your pores disappear. I have almost even debated on getting like a second one and keeping it in my car at all times just in case, just because I really like this. And then also this is a refillable, so you have the option. There's a little hole right over here where you can pop the pan out and replace it, which is also really nice. If I'm changing purses, this is in my new purse. So it's just such a good product. Well, there you have it, friend. That is my 2023 favorites. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you have not. What are you doing?
It's really distracting when you're on camera.
See, now I can't think. Oh my gosh. Don't forget to like, make sure you subscribe if you have not, and then hit that little bell so you can get notified when the next video goes live. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Happy New Year. I will see you here again real soon. Thank you so much for following along, and have a good one.